Hi travelers, today I'm going to share a little bit about my entire journey for Umrah, and I'm going to share these tips with you which I think were mistakes on my end and you can probably learn from them. So we checked out of our hotel in Medina at around 12ish, and then we drove all the way to Makkah, which was about a 5.5, 6 hours drive. Obviously, that is a pretty long drive, although we weren't driving, but just sitting in a car is pretty exhausting itself. And then we took a lunch break in the middle. We stopped over at the Miqat for a bit as well. We did take breaks, so I think the entire journey was about 6 hours that we spent from Medina to Makkah. Now, the issue is that as soon as we arrived in Makkah, we checked into our hotel. We did not take any break. We just left right away for the haram, which was a mistake on our part. We should have rested for a while. It is absolutely alright to sleep while you're in ihram. So we could have taken a nap. We could have had dinner, and we could have relaxed for a bit, and then we could have gone for Umrah, which would have taken a little while longer, but we would not have been so totally exhausted. The next mistake that we made was, because we're very, very inactive people in real life, we just sit at a desk and work all day long. So, with zero activity, we were not used to the idea of walking that much, so it was kind of very, very exhausting. All our limbs were hurting. We were terribly tired. So another thing that we should have done was taken muscle relaxants before we were leaving for our Umrah, because I followed this procedure for the rest of my Umrahs and it helped me a great deal. So I wasn't totally exhausted and I was able to perform Umrah without any issues. Another mistake that I made for my first Umrah was, for some reason, I was in a rush, and I don't really know why it was. I was in a hurry to complete the Umrah, maybe because I was terrified of making mistakes. I'm not sure what it was, but I was just rushing through things. And I realized when I was performing my second Umrah that I didn't have to rush through anything. Although I was rushing, but because of that extra pressure or the stress of things, I was even more exhausted, and it took me longer to do things. And I think the main problem was that we were just um, very not used to it, not accustomed to it. So we were kind of terrified of doing the wrong thing. And I guess it was the overall pressure of things that we ended up taking much longer to complete our Umrah than usual. So on an average, the rest of my Umrahs took about 2.5 hours. Could have been reduced to, but I was like really chill about the Umrahs later on. But in my first one, it took us very long because I took like a lot of breaks. I was exhausted. I would just sit down in the middle of my sa'i and wait until I could stand up again and walk. So that was another issue. Generally, I think it was the rushing through and the stress of it that got to me. So, my tip for Umrah is, if you are a first timer, I mean, if you've already done it, then you don't have to worry about it because you're a pro at it. But if you're a first timer, there is absolutely no need to rush through or stress through. Being in the state of ihram is it's not a very stressful thing. You don't have to worry too much about it. You just need to be conscious of a few things, but it's not like your world is going to stop if you are in ihram. It's not like you're not allowed to do anything. Also, it's absolutely okay to perform all the rituals at a slow pace. So there is absolutely no rush for anything. It's not like you have to complete your Umrah in a certain time period. You can do it anytime that you're comfortable. Just take your breaks and do your things. You don't have to rush through anything. You just have to chill out and take one step at a time and do it. Just remember, if you are a very inactive person, take muscle relaxants before you go for Umrah, because it's going to stress out your muscles anyway. And do take some after you return. Also, I was traveling with a pharmacist friend who would make these magic drinks of hers, which included a bunch of things like vitamin C, and I'm not sure what else she added, but it was a great energy booster. So just if you are low on energy, then get one of these drinks for yourselves. Also, definitely carry vitamin C with you when you are traveling for Umrah, because you will need it, the extra energy. Also, stay hydrated. You will have Zamzam all the way everywhere, so just keep drinking and chill, enjoy this journey, because it is a very, very pleasant journey. And if you don't stress out about it, then I think it's going to be really smooth. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that, because I am going to come back tomorrow with some more tips about Umrah itself, and I'm going to share this really amazing one which helped me a lot. So I will see you tomorrow, and you subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.